Right, in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about why farm CEOs need multiple streams of income to succeed. And how do you succeed as a farm CEO? You are in business to make money. So that means you need to make sales, all right? So if a farm CEO or you know someone who is, the ideas I share in this particular episode will be very great use to you. With a few possible exceptions, more or less everyone that's in business wants to make money. So, making sales in your farm business, which causes money to come in, will not necessarily mean your farm is making profit, however, or that it will be profitable. This is why I prefer to emphasize that one needs to make money profitably. And you're thinking, what is he talking about? Let me give you an explanation of what I'm saying. A business that is not making enough money to cover its daily operational expenses is unlikely to have significant funds left over to retain as profits. So if things stay that way for too long, that business could collapse, literally. So the owner would most likely have sleepless nights as a result, except she or he has other income generating resources. Robert Kiyosaki calls them cash flow generating assets. Now, regardless of what kind of farm business you run, a multiple streams of income generation strategy can boost your chances of achieving long-term sustainable profits. Let me emphasize this. Look, the fact that you're running a farm business does not mean that everything you do has to come directly from sales of your farm products. What stops you from leveraging other dimensions of your existence as a farm business owner? For instance, your knowledge and expertise. I talk about it all the time. If you've been a follower of my work, you know I talk about monetizing your expertise. I'm living proof of it. What I'm trying to tell my farmers, and some of them are taking note and actually coming on board and listening to me and letting me do it for them, is that you can actually go a step further and make money without necessarily having to sell the physical products you are producing. In other words, you're selling some other things that are intangibles that you can sell literally 24 days a week, 7 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like that. Regardless of whether you have anything on your farm or not. It's very important to adopt this mindset in the kind of period we're in. This is a new world we're in. These are new times. This is a new era. All right? Things are not working the way they used to. So we've got all got to reinvent ourselves. And this is one of the ways we can do that. Otherwise, if you keep focusing on one major area or way of making money, and that method or way develops a problem or there's some delays, it means you're going to struggle. Why not spread your risks, as it were, in quotes? Okay, as it were. All right. Now, some farm businesses make money profitably. A common reason for that is that they fail to get a firm grip of the expense overheads that they have, all right, as a basis for deciding how much they should sell their farm produce. A lot of people are doing that. They are selling because other people are selling, and they're selling at the prices other people are selling. But they don't realize that they need to check what their own cost of operation are. And there are no two farms that are the same. No two farms are ever the same. So you've got to be able to come to your, this is why we have all these, what you call management account, production accounts, blah, blah, blah. The truth of the matter is that on your farm, you need to do your own analysis and do your product costing. You've got to be able to arrive at what the fine details of your cost are so that you can build that in to the pricing of your product and then put in a healthy profit margin to help you stay alive and to thrive. All right? So this makes, and this mistake people make where they don't get a grip of their expense overheads makes them end up limping along, on a more or less perpetual basis, with the final result that little or no growth or expansion is possible. So they're literally living from hand to mouth. So indeed, sometimes these business experiences, they have stagnation as a result. You're just there, just like trying to stay alive, treading water, as it were. I've seen examples of this with some livestock farm businesses I've supported, in which a lack of reliable income generation was actually the primary farm product through the sale of farm products. They weren't getting reliable income through it, and as a result, that caused delay in purchase of needed inputs. For instance, like feed. When you have poultry layer farm, for instance, and the birds are not doing so well in terms of eggs laying, then you don't have enough eggs to sell, and therefore to buy more feed to keep them going. Meanwhile, whether or not they lay eggs, the birds need to eat. Otherwise, it should just get worse. You understand what I'm saying? So that situation eventually resulted in many cases of the farms I'm talking about in performance limiting consequences. Now, you could argue that even if they accurately computed their overheads, it would be practically impossible for them to sell at prices exceeding what others farms offer, and that would be true. That's true. You cannot go around selling eggs at a higher price than what other neighboring farms are selling, or probably farms in your region are selling it. That is true. However, I never said when I was starting this topic, I never said and I'm not saying that a farm business needs to make money only from its primary or main output. I think I already touched on that. So what I'm saying is that a catfish farm CEO, for instance, or a poultry layer farm CEO, for instance, need not focus only on making money and through sales of adult fingerling, juvenile, or through sales of eggs, broiler meat, and all of the cockerels. You don't need to focus only on the sales of your farm products. Okay, neither does the pig farmer need to focus exclusively on making money by selling pigs or various ages, classes, and what have you. Now, I argue instead that every farm CEO can and should, if they are wise, should develop the ability to make more money through other indirect channels, using their established farm business enterprise as a launch pad, if he or she desires to achieve long-term sustainable money-making success. And just before you raise an eyebrow, or an objection, or scoff at the idea I'm suggesting, saying it's not possible, know that it's actually already happening in Africa and outside of it. People are doing this in the farm businesses. All right. Now, unfortunately, in the course of relating with many farm CEOs over the past decade in particular, I've come to the conclusion that many farm CEOs in this part of the world have a blind spot in their thinking. This blind spot makes them fail to see the otherwise truly glaring opportunities to boost their farm's bottom line, at what often tends to be low or even zero additional costs. It's amazing. This is the truth. Many of them, and I always say it all the time, many times the attitude of these farmers is influenced or informed by the fact that they did not get into farm business because they had a passion for it. So they don't have a passion for it. Therefore, when you're telling them to do that, it's like you're telling them to do extra work, and they don't like the idea. So they shut down, they tune you out. But for those that have passion for it, there are some of those that are embracing what I'm saying and coming on board with the packages I'm offering. All right, if you're interested in that, just get across to me. Now, in other words, you have too many of these farm CEOs have only one way. All right, they are willing to look at issues, or what I prefer to call potential opportunities. They are so fixated on doing things in the popular, accepted, and conventional way that they've come to know. They don't want to hear about any other way to do it. They just want to keep doing the same thing and expect everybody to fall in line and keep buying from them without thinking. It doesn't make sense. When the world is changing, we have to change with the world. We have to adapt ourselves to the world. Change is the only thing that's constant, is it not? We say it, but many of us behave in ways that show that we don't believe it. Some farm CEOs often want to be shown someone whose farm situation looks exactly like theirs, and who is succeeding already in using the new or unconventional idea being proposed to them, before they believe and give this new idea or different way a try themselves. In other words, if you are suggesting something to them, say, show me someone that's doing it, there's always someone that has to start something. And then even if I show you somebody, the person you are looking at may not have the exact same situation as yours. So you may start it and may not succeed the way he or she is succeeding. So it's a function of you, your passion, and your interests. Now, unfortunately, life does not work that way. Like I said, you do not need to put in you need to put in some work, and take risks to do new things. If you have to progress, you cannot be waiting for everybody to get all the formulas right for you before then go out. You don't want to have any risk. You don't want to shoulder any risk. It doesn't work like that. This is especially because every farm business is unique. I've said it before. No two farms are alike. I keep wondering why people want to be able to. I guess it's a human thing. And most of it, as I said, comes from the fact that people are not engaged in businesses they have a passion for. All right. So every farm business is unique. Therefore, the solution that will be developed for it will often have to be tailored and implemented to suit his peculiar needs or his uniqueness. Now, who is better equipped to do that, to develop that kind of solution, other than the farm's CEO himself or herself? the owner of the business. All right. And this is where having enduring passion, okay, for what you do comes in. I said it before. Many people are involved in farm business, but they don't have a passion for it. If you have a passion for it, what I'm proposing in this episode will just be something you jump at. Now, without passion, you will simply not be willing to do the hard work of thinking up what are potentially radical ideas that are needed to develop alternative income streams to complement the existing ones you are benefiting from. Now, I say this as someone who has helped farm CEOs and other experts in other fields, all right, conceive, develop, and implement strategies to earn extra, often passive income streams, like I do, right? Now, passion, or more specifically, a lack of passion, is, in my considered opinion, the main reason many farm CEOs out here struggle to explore alternative ways to make extra money to complement their farm's primary earnings. All right. Now, the approach I recommend, however, can help farm business owners discover innovative ways to save money. And they can save time, they can save effort, they can save resources, leading them ultimately to increase profit margins. Notice what I said. They are going to discover innovative ways to save time, effort, resources, and money, and that will naturally boost profit margins. You see, they didn't have to increase their prices. So the farm CEO, the farm business will end up killing 2 or more birds with one stone, reaping multiple fold benefits. Now, I know of no business owner who would not want to have that kind of enterprise with his or that kind of experience, with his or her business. Now, as a farm CEO in the 21st century, in this day and these times that we're in this era, you should be able to make money come into your hands, pockets, and bank accounts, regardless of whether or not your farm has physical products ready for sale. This is really the crux of the message I'm trying to pass to all of you. In fact, I argue that you can be a working money-making machine of sorts if you know how to go about it as a farm business owner, indeed as a business owner in any field. Like Robert Kiyosaki uses a phrase, an expression, I print my own money. And he encourages all of us to understand that you can actually print your own money, not in the literal sense, but in the way you make money. You can literally earn money at will because you have created all kinds of channels and systems for enabling you to make money, even when you have no physical product ready for sale. So to borrow a phrase from Robert Kiyosaki, again, print your own money. That's what I'm asking you to be able to do here. Okay? That way, even if your farm is encountering some production problems and there are no farm produce available, maybe there's delay in harvesting or there was an outbreak of disease, you will still be able to make money and make money profitably too. There are other things you should be selling. If you want to know about the other things you're selling, get in touch with me. There are so many things a farm business owner should be selling apart from the farm products. Believe me. All right. Now that I've told you this, I've given you a justification. Hopefully you think it's a justification. You are convinced to some extent that you can actually aim for multiple streams of income. I invite you now to request details of how you can go about it from me. One of the things I want people to do is, when you do this, if you are interested, you can actually book a session where we'll do a live exchange, question and answer session. I'll answer your questions and you tell me your farm situation and I'll explain to you what you can do live. All right, we'll do the recording and all of that. If you don't want to do that, you want to do it private, I'll explain how that goes as well. All right, I wish you well. You can get in touch with me through the contact details shown at the end of this video.